Okay, it's time for another one of
Good
Ethan's
evening.
videos.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Ethan Shreve here again.
What were you looking at
Today,
just now?
this is
In case your
A
mom walked through
Gentleman's
the
Guide to
door?
Paganism, Part 4.
Why don't you hold up a 3 again
Today,
like you did last
our
time in that
lesson
weird way?
will be about the culture
Are you wearing a
of
shark
paganism,
tooth?
about
Is that
how
the icon
life
of your
used to
religion?
be before the tyranny of
Because that sounds like a Samoan
Catholicism.
religion where they surf the waves of
You see,
Polynesia, killing sharks.
there were kingdoms a long time ago.
Oh, we're getting into
For
history.
example, read Beowulf, Nordic, Danish, Swedish, Northern German, Scandinavian kingdoms, Celtics.
Okay, I
So
get
there's a
it. Kingdoms in the
huge
past.
culture we have in the Middle Ages. Now, a lot of times people consider the Middle Age Christianity.
Are you reading cue cards or
They are
something?
partly correct. But we must remember that not all kingdoms were Christian at that time.
No! Shit!
A great many kingdoms then were pagans. They worshipped their deities. For
Oh
example,
my god, I know! I know!
Norwegians, the Danes, Celtics. And the Catholic Church, as they grew more and more in power, especially after the religion, Catholicism, Christianity was legalized in Rome, the church grew and
Did you have
expanded.
to read that Wikipedia article to make sure?
Anybody that wasn't a Christian was annihilated. Many today would consider it a Holocaust, but nobody takes account for it. Catholic Church
Yeah, we
never
must make
gave
the Catholics
special
pay
apologies
for the deaths of the
to many
pagans. Let's rise
cultures
up against them! Let's
and
wipe them out!
villages they have slaughtered. But
Yeah, they
let's not go
slaughtered
there.
villages!
Today's video is about paganism in general, the culture of it, what it means to be a pagan. You see, let's
What do you keep looking off
transport
into the
ourselves
distance
back in
for?
time. Let's relax ourselves and get into a meditative trance and see if we can
Okay,
get a
I did not
hold
know this was 23 minutes when I
of our
started.
ancestors from those times.
Let's go
Relax
back in time
yourself,
with Ethan. We're time
sit
traveling
back
now.
in your chair, let's think about your ancestors. Think about before we had telephones, railroads.
That seems a little too far back for me.
Think long before
I mean, the way I'm sitting.
our modern culture. Let's transport ourselves back to 100 AD, where you had the Holy Roman Empire forming up, Charlemagne annihilating
Was it
the Danish
around 100
kingdoms
AD that the Holy
as
Roman
their
Empire started
pagans.
forming? That was the
Today, we would call
Frankish
this
Empire.
genocide,
I think they started up
but
around
to the
500.
Catholic Church, it was just
I
business
mean,
as
the Romans were
usual.
still around, right?
But let's go beyond that. Let's look at our
Within the
ancestry
first few
in a
hundred.
light that we haven't seen before, where we Anglo-Saxons came from.
We Anglo-Saxons.
To understand that, you
This
have to do a
this
lot of
man
research,
is the
but I'm
epitome
going
of
to
the
try to
British
break it down as
genealogy right
simple as
here.
possible. Within our
He's a
kingdoms,
gentleman,
they
of
worship
course.
different deities. Each deity had a certain purpose.
This sounds a little too far-fetched for me.
A
Deities for
deity
one
may
purpose?
be the god of commerce and business, Another deity may be the goddess of love, charity, and
This is
passion.
basic stuff. It's in like
Our
copy-paste
ancestors paid
fantasy
tributes to
settings.
these gods and goddesses, because ever since the village first formed, they felt a connection with these deities. These were small communities, mind you. They belonged to kingdoms
Oh,
in
really?
a feudal setting. But let's enter ourselves in a village. A village of, say, anywhere from 300 to 500 people, and that's pretty large back then. In your town, you would have a blacksmith, you would have a shoemaker, you would have a high priest
You
or
got a problem with
priestess,
listing things, alright? Now you're
you
listing
would
every
have
job that might
government
have existed
officials, you would
there.
have farmers, you would have merchants.
You're still
You see,
going
back
on
then,
about
there
it.
was no Walmart,
After I made a comment
there was
about
no
it.
McDonald's. People
Yeah,
back then
there were
relied
McDonald's employees back then, we
on
know.
others in the village for their occupations. For example, people relied on the local blacksmith for weaponry. They would either give him currency of the
Tell
time,
me all about the
they
socioeconomics
would
of
trade
medieval
services.
life.
Say a farmer gives a blacksmith so
Wait,
much
it wouldn't be
wheat
the Middle Ages, it would be
or
the Dark
corn
Ages.
or such for weapons or tools the farmer can use. This was how things were done. Like I said, you didn't have Walmart, you didn't have Burger King,
Really?
you had
But
farmers
life without Burger King?
who had
Wow!
cooks who, although recipes weren't limited at the time, if you were on the higher end of
23
feudal
minutes.
society, were well off. If you were on the poorer end, mostly you ate vegetables. I'm talking peasants, of course. The harvest was bad. Many people died of famine. Many people aren't used to that concept because these people didn't go to Walmart with their annoying little brats and shove all their groceries in a
Yeah,
buggy.
Ethan knows
There
all
was no
about this
such thing.
slice of life.
You had to farm your own food. You had to make your own ale. The water back then was unsafe to drink. You don't have bottled water back then.
Did you have to show me?
You have ale,
I'm pretty sure I know what bottled water
which
is.
is beer for people who know what ale is. It's a special made beer. Lower off people, the nobles, the king, the princes, the marquess, the church, and
I know about the feudal system. How does this
priests
tie into whatever the fuck you were talking about?
had a higher standard of living. They had bigger houses.
Are you explaining the concept of nobility to me? The concept of rich people and how they live compared to poor people.
There was a god or goddess for each thing, like I just mentioned.
You think I'm a kindergartner or something?
Would meditate.
You think we're all kindergartners listening to you?
The god of farming to deliver healthy crops, plenty of rain for the season. Not too much rain, but not a drought either.
Not too much rain.
The farmer was depended upon to feed the village. The shoemaker, obviously.
I'm pretty sure he typed something up. That's why he keeps looking at the computer.
Barefoot.
Computer.
Your feet will
Kind of had a stroke there.
So you had a shoemaker, a cobbler, is the proper term. Like I said, you had ironsmiths, you had merchants. You didn't have,
okay. Jobs,
like I said,
we get it.
You had
Yes, we didn't have Walmart. Okay.
This was very important. Everybody provided the service. It was a community working together. helping each other out. So these small villages were like small families in a way. If you can see it as such. I just want to talk to you about
Getting a little
before we
personal.
had, all of what we have today, our modern resources. We didn't have electricity. Most people weren't rich enough.
Okay, we didn't have things back then.
So
what are you trying to tell me?
They went to bed. When the day rose, they went to work, doing whatever occupation they did. More simpler time back then.
Yeah, read your script.
England, in
I like
fact,
the way you're holding your hands together like that. It's almost as if you're saying something
was
intelligent.
To be trained with a longbow. What is a longbow, you ask?
Oh, tell me what a longbow is.
Longbow is about the size of a man. I'd say about 5'6", 5'7". Now you say this
tell me how long a
may be
man
harder
is.
to operate. The longbow was a very important tool in the medieval and Renaissance era. Even if you had your armies and chainmail, and maybe even in plate,
the longbow
archer
didn't necessarily exist everywhere.
as far as he could.
It was more of a Norman thing.
Unleash his bow with a bunch of other longbowmen, and rain down a beret of arrows upon the enemy. There was no chance of surviving this. As
No chance at all.
said, the skies darkened with arrows, and all it fell upon.
Like when you watched 300 and they said
forever. We're just talking about communities here from different times.
I feel like I'm having a stroke. I don't know what he's trying to tell me.
But this is very important.
Let us get back on topic.
Even if you're into like the medieval era or Renaissance era, I'm into all history myself.
If you're only into like this one particular era, I'm into all of it. I got all history down. Oh, you got some of it?
History.
I'm the supreme gentleman, motherfucker.
Say,
I got a fucking COVID.
Oh, Henry Tudor took the field at Bosworth Field in 1485 and dethroned King Richard III, starting a new dynasty.
Are you Abraham Lincoln giving a fucking speech?
Explain this, and it's very important events. But why? Why? Explain why. You have to go into the context, and it's very important to understand why faction. Not just read blandly to a classroom full of students. That's what the problem is with the public education system is
we're getting topical now. The system needs fixed. This is the man to tell us how to do it.
Back in those times, you didn't have public schools.
Really?
For a nobleman.
Why are we going back to what we didn't have?
What one would do to teach their children was to hire a tutor. A teacher in a way, but it was one-on-one. Student and teacher.
Yeah, tutoring was the better option, better than public schooling.
As a student improved.
How only some people could even afford a tutor, and those people were usually the nobility, and everyone else was stupid.
Maybe yes, but
those were better times.
Schools for them to read, and they couldn't afford education. But the rich were very intelligent. Noblemen, the princes, the viscounts, even the knights. Very intelligent.
Okay, good. I thought you were going to list every title.
They knew Latin. They knew French, Germanic.
Every language. What's that?
A bit of Danish.
Was that Italian, a hairdryer trapped in your computer?
These are languages of the time. And another
Did your computer like skip a beat?
You didn't have huge states. You had separate kingdoms. Like if you look at France.
Really? Separate kingdoms, huh?
Not all of it was French. You had different duchies, which you can kind of consider many kingdoms paying feudal homage to a greater lord, which eventually became a king. It's all important to look through. It's all very important. That's a fun thing about history, is understanding these facts. Very important.
Yes, and I got these facts in 4th grade.
Education today is a complete failure. I think college education is great.
I agree. The public education system is a complete failure, and we have an example right here.
Last and least, I'm going to show you guys a spell, a simple spell.
A spell, yes, he's going to show us a spell!
First off, when you're about to perform a spell, you want to get into your meditative...
Oh, we're getting back into meditation. Trance. Okay, we're going to take what we learned from the intro. It's going to pay off now.
Absorb the air that we breathe. Natural.
Don't breathe it, absorb it through your skin like a sponge.
The ground is below our feet. Feel the ground.
The ground is below our feet. I got it.
The earth the divines blessed us with.
What?
Now that we are in a relaxed trance, you can open your eyes, but stay relaxed.
I'm just kind of in like a...
Get a shot
confused,
glass. As such,
bewildered trance right now.
Shot glass. Because this is symbolism right here, folks. With the skull shot glass, I am going to fill natural water added with some crystal light to make the water delicious.
That water doesn't look very natural.
Add flavor to it.
Is that vitamin water?
So as you can see, gently, I hold my skull glass straight.
Oh, it's a skull, of course.
And as you can see, it's very much full.
Come on, do the spell. Do the spell.
Lay it down before you. And I'm going to lay down on the laptop.
Please be wearing pants. Okay, good.
Now, when you're in your meditative trance,
I always am.
Thank the divines for the blessings upon us.
Who are the divines? You never elaborated that.
The air we breathe, the fire that warms us and that we cook with, the water that our bodies
the water that is the shower.
Maintain full function.
What could also drown us?
The earth that provides us with a home. And the spirit, which is within
You're
ourselves,
on something. You're on Oxycontin.
We have a body,
I think you are.
Which is this. Our body is what you see here. We have a brain.
Really? That's your body?
Whoa. And we have a soul. It's a proven fact, folks.
Proven. Let me see a citation on that.
Glass of water, I'm going to ask the divines to help me perform the protection spell. To the divines of the earth, those of our ancestors,
stall for time,
that our ancestors have worshipped, give me the protection thee needs to get through thy night. Protect me from any harm, negative energy.
Yeah, there's a lot of negative energy coming for you in your bedroom here.
Tranquility, not pain and suffering. Make me a better human to this earth, to my fellow man, and to myself. Help me increase my knowledge, my art, my liberty. Be a working cog person in the community. And as you're speaking this meditative trance,
be a cog in the machine, man.
Say, divines listen in and they give you your blessing. You'll start to feel an energy come before you at this moment. And that energy surrounds you, seeing that you are a worthy worshiper. And that divine enmity.
So the divines are deities of the cultural pagan religions from different areas.
Spirit guardians and divines tell me they bring this gift of water, the element which our body needs the most.
Really?
To ease my mind, to help me relax, sleep.
You're not helping me relax.
And be ready and prepared the next day for a new adventure. So now,
every day's an adventure.
Water within the skull. Remember the symbolism here.
What is the symbolism, please?
The divines have blessed this water.
Of the skull?
And our body needs water to function. So me asking the divines for help is a small ritual within itself.
What's symbolic about water in the skull?
Say, now thee shall drink the water.
And as you can see, folks, I've made the water disappear. That was the spell.
And this water is blessed by the divines. For I can already now feel my soul at ease.
So the spell was blessing that water.
Some of you might not believe this, but to me, this is what helps many of us people get through a world where there is hate and darkness and evil.
Well, I mean, if you need it for comfort, that's one thing, but
war,
calling people failed abortions and non-believers and shit, that's kind of different.
And anomalies that float throughout this road. The divines are there to help us.
What he does, he calls people failed abortions.
Our ancestors and their spirits to guide us to glory and wisdom and power. So we must think of ourselves as within a new age. An age where, like our ancestors, we are a cog and we help the community, but at the same time, we are independent.
I don't feel like you entirely believe what you say, but I feel like you are trying to fool yourself, so you might be a little bit there.
Person sitting to your left or right may be different persons, but the divine see us all. Because even if you don't believe in them, they will help you. How many times when something should have gone wrong,
so
and you say you get lucky?
Let me get this straight.
Like, there's been times in my life where
every single god from every single pagan religion is evidently a real deity.
That is because thy divines found that purpose for my life.
So that means a few fucking thousand deities.
So this is all very important.
I can't believe it's sat here for 20 minutes.
Meditate and think on it. If you have any questions about this video, any questions at all, indeed, please leave a comment below or inbox me, and I can give you the answers.
Was that hand gesture supposed to symbolize an inbox? I thought these were gonna get funnier, but they're just getting